Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a review on something which is quite new to me anyway. I don't believe it's actually been out in drugstores for that long. I saw it when I was doing some Christmas shopping the other day for my friend, and I thought I'd pick it up, and it is the new L'Oreal La Palette Nude eyeshadow palette, and it is in the shade Rose. Now, I've never really been a fan of L'Oreal eyeshadows. I know some of them are really good, the infallible ones are supposed to be great, but I can admit to being a higher end makeup product snob, which I'm sure you lot know, and as a result of that I have actually decided to do a favourites drugstore makeup beauty video kind of thing, which I'll probably do tomorrow at some point or over the next couple of days, because I don't want you guys to always think she's always showing us really expensive makeup. It's not true. Some of my favourite and everyday products are drugstore ones, and yeah, so I saw this and I kind of gravitated towards it. I was like, oh, they've got an eyeshadow palette, which is great, and it's a nude one but is leaning towards the pink sort of shades, and you can see their little drawing that they've done on the back. Immediately I kind of thought, oh, like their Naked 3 palette by Urban Decay, but it's very, very different. And it costs $15.99, which in my opinion is still a little bit pricey for a drugstore eyeshadow palette. But then I guess a lot of drugstore brands don't really tend to sell a lot of palettes other than like Sleek, and now and then maybe Maybelline, they did one. I'm not sure if you can get that here yet. Anyway, I'm rambling. This is what it looks like. So as you can see, it's got a gorgeous range of different types of pinks and then leaning towards the mauvey greys. And there's quite a few mattes in there, as you can see, as well as shimmers as well. And that was the main reason that I actually picked it up. I remember I picked it up, but the one that I picked up had been sealed, and I was hunting around for a tester because I refused to just pick something up just for the hell of it. I want to test it out first. And I did a couple of swatches on my hand and I was quite impressed with it. So I thought, okay, I'll fork out the $14.99. But admittedly, you can get eyeshadow palettes from Sleek for like $7.99, which are just as good, cheaper, and you get so many more different varieties of shades as well. Not that I'm slating this one, but obviously this is the first one that I've seen that L'Oreal have come out with, and I have to commend them. I think they've done a really, really great job. Now, I am wearing this eyeshadow palette on my eyes today. Anyway, I'm going to go through and do some swatches with you. Overall, so far, I would say that I think this palette is really, really good. I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've used half of the palette already, and so far I am very, very impressed. So, oh, and I forgot, it comes with a brush, and I was actually quite surprised because this brush is not too bad, and it's not often I can say that about drugstore products. Obviously it's got the annoying usual sponge tip, which by now, come on people, nobody uses it unless you're desperate. Like, I've been in the gym when I've clearly forgotten my makeup brushes, and that is literally all I've got, and I'm pathetically using it to do something. But it's got this really nice kind of soft little fluffy one on the end, which I may actually end up using if need be. So quite happy with this little brush. Okay, so the first shade is this one here, which is like a champagne-y sort of colour, and it looks like that. As you can see, very nicely pigmented. And there we go. Obviously, always make sure that you wear primer on your eyelids. I cannot be held responsible for what your eyeshadow does if you refuse to listen to me. Whether like products say, oh yeah, it's great without primer, yeah, it's fabulous without primer, it lasts all day, I don't care, I always wear primer regardless. And I would say the same for everybody else. It makes your eyeshadow last longer, it makes your eyeshadow more vibrant, it stops creasing, etc. Alright, so this next one, which is this one here, is a lovely shimmery pale pink. And that's what I'm wearing on my lid today. Hopefully you can just about see that. This next one here is like a very pale dusky rose shade, and it's appearing to be almost the same as my skin tone. So this may be something that I can use as a pale transitional shade. Oh, it's lovely actually. So you can just about see that. This next one here is the one that I'm using in my crease today. I can tell you guys, it was amazing to use. It was so lovely to blend. It was pigmented beautifully, and it just applied to my entire crease area. You can see up there, lovely. It's like a reddish pink. There you can see it. This next one here seems to be like a corally pink, almost with a hint of orange to it, and it is a shimmery shade, and it looks like that. This next one here now is like a taupey mauve shade, and it's shimmery. Gorgeous, gorgeous colour actually. That's the one on the end, because we're starting to go onto the darker side of the palette now. And this next one here is more of a lilac-y type of mauvey grey. This is I used on my lower lash line. Kind of whacked that on the end there. You can kind of see it. Really nice shade. This next one here is like a silvery grey, and it is shimmery. Just placed it on the bottom there. Then this one here is like a matte slate grey. This one appears to be having slight problems applying. I think this one will be difficult to apply. It's a bit powdery, and it's not as... I've just put 2 layers to make it show up like that. And then the last one is a lovely deep shimmery plum shade. And that is what I used in my outer V. And I can tell you that it was gorgeous and an absolute pleasure to use. And it is that one there on the end. So that is it for my swatches for this L'Oreal La Palette Nude Rose eyeshadow palette. Now, I would give this a 7 out of 10, and I think that I'm being quite generous with that. For a drugstore product, I think the eyeshadows are very, very good. I think you can go easily from daytime to nighttime. You know, they're decently pigmented. They're not amazingly pigmented, but they're decent. And some of them are more decent than others. So the other ones are a little bit better. And some of them are a little bit worse, like that grey one, but it's not bad. It's okay. They're very soft. They're very blendable. And you will get, so far I've been wearing it a couple of hours now, minimal creasing, but then again I do wear primer. It is $15.99, which as I said is a little bit on the pricey side, maybe. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Would you spend $15.99 on 10 eyeshadows? I've shown you what they look like. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'll be interested to see what other nude palettes that they're going to come out with. Overall, good enough palette. Quite impressed. And I hope that you found this review useful and helpful in making a decision. I know a couple of people on Instagram were interested to see or hear my reviews on this after I posted photos of it and this makeup look earlier on today, which I will link the full details to below. And yes, so I hope you're all having a great December, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.